Guys, here we go again. This time, this is really very disturbing. A report coming out of the United States Commerce Department, but the reason they're upset is they sent out a warning not to be investing in certain companies. Here we go again that are involved. This time, this is really very disturbing. A report coming out of... Okay, sorry about that. This time, people are very upset, the Commerce Department is, because China is using a mind control weapon, technology that they actually probably got from the United States, I'm not sure, but they're using it now on their own citizens, especially their minority population, the Uyghurs. And it was never meant for this. It was meant to be used to help people that are struggling with certain cognitive issues. But they're using it as mind control on their own population, and they can use it to control their own soldiers or even the enemy if they're fighting against. So this is a very disturbing situation. Let me tell you all about that in just a minute. But first, let me tell you about noblegoldinvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. Now, guys, when you start to look at things, and I know we've been talking about the stock market this morning, of course, big news coming out of the stock market. Matter of fact, I'll just check it right now just to see what's happening there. It was down at 1,691 points. Let's just see what it is at this exact moment. 620, okay? So there it is. It's a big story, and the reason is because Evergrande is collapsing, has defaulted, and now a second big holding company of China has defaulted, and this thing is becoming a cascading problem. But anyway, we'll talk about that more. But the bottom line is this. Stocks are very volatile. The economy, though, is supposedly roaring, yet consumer confidence is at a 10-year low. And inflation, who knows what it is? All I know is prices are up 30% in the last 6 months. Something doesn't add up. So what can you do? Here's what you can do. You can go to noblegoldinvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. Put some of your assets into some precious metals, and that will help keep your money away from the volatility of the markets and the inflation, and maybe help you sleep better at night. And if you do, Noble Gold will give this beautiful, what's called America the Beautiful, solid silver, 5 ounces of pure silver coin. He'll give it to you for free if you qualify with a gold or silver IRA. So again, pick up the phone, call Colin Plume today at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347. Now let me tell you what's going on, because we got some very serious information here that's disturbing. And disturbing is not even the word for it. It's irritating. It's agonizing. China is creating a brain control weapon and weaponizing biotech, according to the United States. The U.S. Department of Commerce suspects a Chinese military academy and 11 of its associated research institutes are developing technology to support the Chinese military, including brain control weaponry. What? Matter of fact, on Friday, the Commerce Department added 37 Chinese, Georgian, Malaysian, and Turkish entities to restrict them from the entity list. The Commerce Department took particular note of China's Academy of Military Medical Science and its 11 affiliated research institutes based on the body of information that AMMS and its 11 research institutes use biotechnology process to support Chinese military end uses and end users, to include purported brain control weaponry. What? This is not, this is Mark of the Beast technology. Now, the Commerce Department did not elaborate further on what evidence it has seen of these Chinese entities developing brain control weaponry, but the Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo indicated that China could use those weapons both offensively against external adversaries, that would be us, as well as crack down on its ethnic minority, Uyghur population, which they already treat those people horrible anyway, putting them in slave labor camps and all kinds of terrible prison camps. The scientific pursuit of biotechnology and medical innovation can save lives. Unfortunately, for the People's Republic of China, it's choosing to use these technologies to pursue control over its people and its repression of members of ethnic and religious minority groups, Raimondo said. We cannot allow U.S. commodities and technologies and software that support medical science and biotechnical innovation be diverted toward uses contrary to the United States national security. Craig Singleton is a former U.S. diplomat and current adjunct fellow at the Foundation of Defense Democracies. He told ABC News that the weapons and the Commerce Department described could include the stuff of science fiction, such as brain-controlled weaponry that would allow a Chinese commando to discharge a weapon with just his thought and not a trigger finger. The Treasury Department also listed 8 Chinese technology firms developing military and security technologies on Thursday. One system the Treasury Department developed could recognize persons as being part of the Uyghur ethnic minority and send automated alarms to government authorities. Come on, guys. Why do they? This is human rights violations. Chinese military leaders have been talking about developing brain-controlled weapons and specific ethnic genetic attacks for years, according to ABC News. And retired U.S. Marine Lieutenant Colonel Stephen Gennard, who served as a U.S. diplomat for military affairs under President George W. Bush, told ABC News that China's research focus on these technologies is not unique. What is unique is their declared intent to weaponize their inventions. Some of these technologies may not be easily contained and could have disastrous second and third order consequences on civilian populations. Gennard added, China's seeking to weaponize advanced technologies is putting the whole world at risk of unforeseen and uncontainable circumstances. Guys, this is huge. What's causing this mentality of mind control? This is not, this isn't science fiction no more. This isn't a sci-fi movie no more. This is a real deal. And it's transhumanism gone wild. It's mind over matter. Now it's matter over mind. It's microchip over mind. It's microwaves over mind. It's maliciousness over minds. It's mutations over minds. It's malaria over minds. It's everything you think of. It's mankind over minds of mankind. It's demonic. It's the end of days. Are you saved? Are you saved? I'll be right back. Just a moment. Can you hear Jerusalem's cry? Can you see the storm on the rise? Look around, you can't deny this is the hour of heaven's time. Armies gathering in the east for the war that's soon to come. Death will march with the beast, so seek the light and walk with the sun. Soon we'll see happening, folks. It's happening. Word of God in the Bible says we're living in the end times. Soon we'll see his wrath come down and the Lord descending from the sky. When you hear the trumpet sound, God has answered Jerusalem's cry. God has answered Jerusalem's cry. Soon the dead in Christ shall rise and join him in the sky. Even unbelievers will see God has answered Jerusalem's cry. God has answered Jerusalem's cry. Oh yes, this is so true, folks. This is the time we're living in. God is and shall answer Jerusalem's cry. Let me just say to each and every one of you, I got some good news. So they did the moderators and Beautiful Story went back and checked the salvations since March the 12th of this year until last night, December the 19th. And the great news is that 4,600 people plus, we don't know exact number, they're still working on that, but 4,600 people have asked Jesus Christ into their life and wanted to be saved, born again. I prayed personally with every one of those over a period of this year from March. So we know there was quite a few saved in January and February. So we don't know what that is yet till they finish that totals. But as of right now, through March the 12th, 4,600 people this year so far. We're excited about this. We can't, you know what? We give the Lord Jesus. We thank the Lord Jesus. We give him the praise, the honor, and the glory. He is the King of kings and the Lord of lords. And it's in him that we live, move, and have our very being. So men's hearts are on evil continually, like we're talking about this brain control weapons on the population, the people, and to use as warfare. This mark of the beast technology that's being implemented. I wrote the book, Mark of the Beast, RFID. And wow, how this technology was included in the book. And I wrote that book in 2011, and here we are now in 2021. So it's coming. It's coming fast. The Bible told us that Jesus is coming soon, and folks are not ready. You want to give your life to Jesus Christ, I'll tell you that right now. Oh, by the way, let's just check the Dow Jones because it was down 691 points. Then it went back up a little bit, thank God. Now it's falling again. It's down to 646 as the news of Evergrande has collapsed. They've defaulted on about $17 billion worth of loans on properties in China and in the United States. And then a second company has now defaulted because they had a lot of their stock tied into it. So that even makes it worse. And so this is a very, very dangerous situation. But you'll notice the American media is, and I'm sorry about that, the American media is focusing on other reasons. Okay, and you can kind of read some of those reasons down here. I'm looking at different. Market Watch is saying it's another reason. CNBC says it's another reason. MSN says it's a different reason. Wall Street says it's oil prices. Washington Post says it's a different reason. Stock markets, the Market Insider blames it on another reason, including Joe Manchin. And but Market Watch has finally, an hour ago, said, well, NASDAQ is nearing corrections because of stock market adjustments. Well, those adjustments are what's coming out of China. But you notice none of the big boys want to say anything about what really is causing this. But The Chinese market knows exactly what's causing it, and I want to thank Agent 2020 because he called this. He actually made a phone call to me a little bit after the market closed on Friday and said, big news, China's biggest property owners of both China and U.S. Properties has just defaulted on $17 billion in loans. And there's a lot of other people that are invested in that, which will affect pensions and 401ks and everything else. So this is something to watch. But right now the market is down 642 points and and doesn't look like it's getting any better. We'll see how it winds up before the day is over. Hopefully the bleeding will stop and that this will be more of a China problem, a China market problem, and not as much of a U.S. market, but can't guarantee that. Matter of fact, I doubt it. So we'll continue to watch the things that are going on. We're in the last days, but the biggest news, the best news, 4,600 salvations from March the 12th till last night, December 19th. This is amazing what God is doing. He's adding to the church daily such as should be saved. If you want to get my book, Mark of the Beast RFID, maybe I should just take you to my website just for a second and show you how easy it is to get it. How about that? Let's go there right now. Okay, there's my website, publiclyprophecy.com. And once you get to publiclyprophecy.com, if you want to go to the store, you can. You go right here, store. There's all the different categories. Let's go to the book section right there, the second one, boom. And here comes the books. You can get the Spanish version of the Apocalypse Zombie. You can go Reflections, Heidi's books over there, Finding My Father, recipe books, Texas Blood Lake, Hosea Prophecy, Jerusalem Jihad, Zombie Apocalypse. There it is, right there. RFID, Mark of the Beast. That book right there, I wrote it in 2011, and it's available now, and you can go and get it right now. Let me ship it to you tomorrow. It's amazing because about over 20 things I wrote in that book it's a novel about how the Mark of the Beast will come about in the RFID, and actually you get to follow a family that in this book I created, how they try to survive the Mark of the Beast, as well as my own family is also characters in this book. So it's a great book, but in it I predicted the Pope Benedict would resign. That hadn't happened in 600 years by a pope, and it did happen. I'm not the only one who made that prediction. Tom Horn did it too. We're the only two guys that wrote a book and put that in there, and it happened. But mine was a novel. It happened. And many, many things, including the pandemic that would start in Africa, and that's what we got going right now, the second phase. And also the RFID microchip technologies and all kinds of things. So you want to check this out, guys. Get that book because I tell you, it really is good. And everyone that's read it has said it's excellent. So thank you. I just want to give God all the credit because as I was writing it, he kept making me write different things that I didn't want to write. And then now they're coming to pass. I'll tell you what, Joe... Not Joe Hagman. Yeah, Joe, may he rest in peace, Joe Hagman and Doug Hagman, both told me that they both read the book and both told me that it was an easy read, but a page gripping read. In other words, they couldn't lay it down. You have to read the book straight through. And you can read that book in less than 2 hours. You can read it straight through in less than 2 hours. So it's like a good movie, okay? And but better, because it's right out of the pages of the Bible and the prophecies and the current events at that time. Of course, when I wrote it in 2011, that's 10 years ago, so you had a whole different, different players on the world stage now. But the scenario is coming to pass. And I use biblical prophecies and my own dreams and prophetic information that the Lord had revealed to me, as well as prophecies by David Wilkerson and people like that. So you might want to order it. Thank you. Audrey says, I will order it. You'll enjoy it, Audrey. You really will. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. There's more to get to. Brock's telling me there's more information we got to get to. So, but here's the best news. Spread the news. Spread the news. The Salvation Station this year is leading people to Christ. And really, no matter what we do, and no matter what all we try to report and let you know what's going on, you can order Formerly Jacob, my CD from Canada. Yes, you can. But I don't seem to be able to. I'm not sure why, Tracy. Pick up the phone, Tracy, and call and order it by phone if you're having trouble. Sometimes people from other countries, for whatever reason, can't get to order. And Canada always usually be able to order, usually, but some people have said they've had trouble with Canada. So here's what you can do, Tracy. Pick up the phone and call right now, 765-414-2230. That's 765-414-2230. I don't know the country code, so you'll have to figure that out. But and maybe you don't need the country code when Canada calls America. I don't think so. 765-414-2230. And you can order the book, Mark of the Beast, RFID. And folks, while you're over there looking at that book and other things, don't forget your silver, okay? God bless you, Tracy. Don't forget your silver and other things we have over there for you. I'm going to let you go, guys. There's a lot more. I'll check on the Dow Jones right now real fast just before we go. It's a story that's unfolding. We're still down 630 points. Let's hope we can hold on and not go any further down. But it's a dangerous situation we're in right now, and we're going to watch it closely, okay? God bless all of you. We love you. The Lord is sitting on the throne, and I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy on the coming apocalypse. God bless.